Hey everybody, it's a great morning and good morning from McHenry County, Northern Illinois. I'm Rita Hickman, shiatsu massage therapist, and my specialty is helping women get what they need so that they can navigate the crazy world that we live in. So many of our problems, mental health, emotional health, relationships, chronic pain, things along those lines, can go directly back to not getting the things that we need. Hey, Sulina, good to see you. It goes directly back to not getting our needs met, to not focusing on, Kathy's here too, great, not focusing on and understanding how our bodies actually work. And sadly, this information has been around for thousands and thousands of years. These medicines and understanding how our body mind works, when we start to combine Western medicine and what we know about that and the science behind it with the traditions and the metaphors and the understandings that so many cultures had, we really are in a great time for holistic medicine. I mean, many times a lot of these older medicines are misunderstood because they're spoken of metaphorically. Hey, Veronica, great to see you. People talk about them as if they're, the stories behind them, they're metaphors. And so when someone says to you, you need to, follow this path, you need to, take step 1, step 2, step 3, and it's because the angel Gabriel told you, or it's because the dragon underneath the earth is speaking to you, or perhaps because you had a dream and in the dream this information came. Many people look at those types of medicines as worthless, as not having tremendous value, and they do. Because people without having these great microscopes and the ability to look at these things only had their own interpretation. But if you look back at all of these cultures, North Native American, South Native American, Aboriginal, Celtic, and Asian medicine, when you look at these things, the human body has always worked the same way. The body-mind has worked exactly the same way since pretty much the beginning of time, and we've just been put into different situations. And our bodies have had to adapt to the new realities that we're living in and the experiences that we're having. So this week we've been sharing the older understandings of Asian medicine and acupressure points. Hey Diane, great to see you. And acupressure points and what they really mean. So quick synopsis. In Asian medicine and all the way back to, prehistoric man, they've found this, that there are points on the body that are on channels. And these channels are not only physical channels, they're also mental and emotional channels. You know exactly what it feels like when you're depressed about something and your body feels heavy and your nervous system feels shut down. You know exactly what it's like when you have had an old emotional injury, maybe somebody slapped you or somebody frightened you in some way, and that you have a body part then, 10, 20, 30 years down the road that you start having problems with. You know that your nervous system and your beliefs and your ideas have a huge impact on how you feel and the sorts of illnesses that you'll pick up. There's no mistaking, there's no misunderstanding that this deep connection between the things that we think, what happens to our body, and our nervous system reaction are all integrally, they're so deeply connected that you can't work on one without working on the other. Unlike what Western medicine likes to think, is that they're all separate. And so the beautiful thing about coming back to the body, that I love working with the body, hey Deb, great to see you, is it's so practical. There are points, there are things that you can do, there are things that you can physically, actually, in real time do. There aren't any mental pretzeling that needs to happen. There isn't any deep emotional healing that needs to go on. In Asian medicine and in many other body-based sorts of medicines, you can heal your trauma, you can heal your emotional issues, your wacky beliefs, the problems that you have. You can heal those through the body. And so, irregardless of whether your breathing problems have to do with anxiety, whether it has to do with an oversensitive immune system, whether it has to do with a nervous system that shuts everything down. It doesn't matter the causes, what reason that we've latched onto as to why we're having this problem. You can work on this problem and help fix these problems, whether the cause is in your head, whether the cause is in your heart, or whether it's something else going on. You can do something about it. So today, all week we've been talking about acupressure points that you can use to help. And today we're going to talk about acupressure points for breathing problems. So my sister has struggled with breathing issues all of her life. She struggled with asthma, and it's been associated not only with the physical, but also with mental and emotional stress that she's been under, and really having to control that and keep that under wraps. And one of the ways that you can get your breathing to open, whether you want to do it for singing, whether you want to do it to, detox emotions, because we hold so many emotions in our diaphragm. And when we start breathing into that and doing breath work, we're able to work through the past. But if we can't get our breathing sorted out, hey, Alicia, if we can't get our breathing sorted out, then it contributes to all sorts of other problems. And so the best time to use acupressure or any sort of holistic medicine is not when you're in the weeds. It's not when everything's gone downhill. It's when you first start to notice you might have a problem. If you use acupressure points and holistic medicine and all that great stuff, hey Monica, if you use those at the very beginning, at the very start of when you notice the symptoms, then you will probably be able to bypass so many of the issues you've had in the past. When you can course correct at the very beginning of a problem, then you can usually tell your body, nope, this is the direction we want to go. This is what we want to fix. Now, for women in Western culture, our belief system is we have to power through it. We believe that we need to ignore it. We need to numb it out if we just take another Advil, if we just distract ourselves with something, because everybody else needs us more. And we need to put our physical self and our mental self on the back burner in order to keep all the balls juggling. Everybody needs us. But here's the problem. When you don't catch the issue fast and course correct it, it means that you don't have the energy, you don't have the patience, you don't have the kindness, you don't have the resources, you don't have anything that you need to be there for the people that you love or to make the difference in the world. When you hurt, when you feel lousy, when your shoulders are tight, when your stomach's upset, there's very little you can do. And then the drugs that we've been using, caffeine and sugar and things along those lines to make us not feel them, just gives us longer lasting, long-term illnesses down the road. So the key is not power through and wait until it's a problem. It's notice it fast and course correct it fast. So when you start to notice that your breathing is constricted, either because someone in your life is stressing you out because your environment is stressful, or maybe your breathing is constricted because you're breathing something in, mold or environmental toxins or something along those lines. Or maybe you've had damage in your lungs, because of smoking or other things that you've done that have caused damage. If you notice when it first starts to give you fits, when it first starts to give you trouble, this is what you can do. And it will help you course correct and get on a really good path so that your body can heal itself again. Acupressure points are all about telling your body to heal itself. You consciously directing, hey, this is what I want you to do. Because whatever you focus on is what your body will send resources to. So if you focus on how much you hurt, then your body's gonna give you that. If you focus on how you want to feel better and what you're going to do to feel better, then your body will heal those things. It's all about where your focus is. So focus quick on the issues. All right, point number 1 for breathing issues is right underneath your collarbone. So here's your collarbone, and you want to go down, kind of like, and here's your breastbone. You want to go down about 3 fingers, and in there you'll feel that it's a little bit tender. Okay, that's a good point. That's a good breathing point. When you do an acupressure point, you can either hold it, and you want to hold it straight down if you can. If you hold it to the side, it doesn't really do much work. It doesn't do as much. But if you hold it straight down, that's what you want to do. And you hold it so that there's a little bit of pressure, that you might feel that you're cutting off a little bit of circulation, but not that you're pushing really hard. You don't want to push hard. You just want to have a natural weight. And what you'll notice is after about 2 to 3 minutes, and you want to hold it at least that long, 2 to 3 minutes, that the blood starts going there. The blood vessels open up, your breathing channels start to open up, that whole area starts to relax. Because if you're having a breathing problem for any reason at all, you want to get all of this area around, your lungs to relax. And the way you do it is by holding these acupressure points, because your body opens up and heals whatever you're focusing on. And I can even feel it right now. If you do it on yourself, you'll feel it too. I can feel it, and what I notice is, 1, the tenderness starts to go away. 2, my fingers are sinking in deeper than they were before. They've gone to a deeper level. 3, I can feel some warmth that's starting to go to that area. The tips of my fingers are starting to feel like there's some warmth. And then 4, you like to hold it long enough where you start to feel a pulse for a little while. That pulse is life force. In